taken away here, but V5, they prioritize the Ziggs.
Yeah, and I mean, I think why not if it's been left open. Obviously gives you that early priority in the bot lane. We're just talking about freeing up Reheal to be able to move around the map. Ziggs absolutely does that. Does mean that we've seen the Aurelia left open and available, which we were just talking about. Really high presence in every other region. I believe Angel was even talking about potentially bringing it out. So one of those things that may well get prioritized, but it looks like Suning are toying with their other options. They have picked up that Lee Sin. We often see this very early rotated by teams, simply because obviously it can go between 3 different roles, allows the early pressure, and scales a lot better than it used to back when it would just fall off in the late game.
Yeah, definitely looks like they're going towards that kill lane pressure as such onto the Ziggs. Keep him underneath his tower so he doesn't have the same level of freedom. But for V5, they're going to go with the Viego and the Leona. So they're looking to roam around, take those odd number skirmishes, and just get this jungler, potentially solo laner, snowballing as quick as possible.
I actually really like the Tahm Kench if it comes out here. I think Taric would also work quite well in this situation. But essentially, I feel like you can pick up a support who can be pretty aggressive early. Tahm Kench actually has a really good level 1 just with his tongue lash. And the thing is, V5's level 1's pretty rough because, you know, taking that Ziggs in the bot lane, can't really pressure the lane too well compared to a Kalista. So that's kind of the avenue I think they need to look to punish. But they aren't actually taking the support right yet. They have taken that Twisted Fate for Angel, which we've seen quite a bit from him. Very good at applying that map pressure and being able to sort of spread out. And also, it's good synergy with the Lee Sin if they do end up putting that in the jungle, because you provide the CC, he provides the Sonic Wave and the damage.
They're going to go in with, as you said, the Twisted Fate. You've got yourself a little bit of a pick comp coming out now for Suning. It's definitely a point-and-click comp if you can land that Sonic Wave. And now, where do you want to go for V5? They ban away the Aurelia, so they know that that could be an option now with the top lane still indecisive as if that's going to be the Lee Sin or just a counter pick outright for Suning. And they're going to ban away the Silas to try and mitigate some of that early pressure from the... I actually, looking at the way the draft's going, I was just about to say, I would love to see Suning ban away the Galio. They're basically stopping anything that can just roam in with Angel on the Twisted Fate and stop that mitigation of pressure.
Yeah, and I think V5 are going to need to pick something that can really challenge the Twisted Fate, because obviously with the Galio taken away, with the Silas taken away, it's limiting that global pressure, so you need to shut him down in lane and just make it so he's not in a position where he can really move. Particularly, I mean, it depends where this Viego ends up going. Definitely a factor there, but it looks like Suning, although they don't prioritize the Tahm Kench earlier, they are still going to pick this one up. And this is technically a flex. This could still go into the top lane instead of the support role, so they do have that option there. It keeps things a little bit open for the side of Suning. But at V5, I like the Lucian. I like this as a pick that can really challenge Twisted Fate, keep him down. Ryze is something that can apply priority, and although he's not as global as the likes of a Galio or a Silas who's stolen a TF ult, he can still roam a decent amount. But I think the priority is the critical thing. Shut down that aspect, and obviously keep Angel trapped in the lane. My only concern is they are heavily investing in AP so far for V5. So maybe need a final AD threat here, whether they're putting the Viego in the jungle or the top lane. That's not really an AD threat.
No, not really. Well, if you're Xiaohu, it is. He is a monster on the Mundo as he picks it up. But the Mundo is going to be on to Aliez in that top side. And now you got pretty much whatever you want here. You can put the Tahm Kench in bot side. You can pick up your counter pick top. That's exactly what they're going to do. So they're going to go with the Gnar for Bin. So good heavy team fight engage should Bin find himself in a good flanking position. And for Suning, I think they're pretty happy with everything they got. I actually really love the Tahm Kench pick right here, because if there was any kill pressure onto the Kalista, it's gone now, because you just can't really do anything against this massive health bar that the Tahm Kench will have even early on in the game.
I think just the trading power is the insane thing right now. Tahm Kench, that was why he got buffed in 11-14, is he got a lot more strength on not only his early sort of passive damage, but also he now applies his passive with his Q. And the thing is with Ziggs Leona, they actually do decent after the first back. But the problem is, I feel like pre-first back, they're going to be in a really big amount of trouble. Remember, Ziggs got his base mana nerfed on this patch. So even more so than before, he's not actually able to contest waves before he gets a bit of mana, before he gets some pointless Q. So I can very much see Suning's bot lane just bullying both the Ziggs and the Leona completely out the lane. And that's what I fully expect. Level 1, I think we're going to see SofM start on the top side, simply because you really do not want your bot lane leashed in this situation. Maybe he actually does get a leash, because he's like, they win level 1 so hard it doesn't matter. But what I want to see is this bot lane walk in front of the wave bot and just zone V5's bot lane out. Just don't even let them touch the wave. This is how much of a gap there is between the level 1 and these two bot lanes.
We'll see what way it ends up panning out as both teams setting themselves up, getting themselves psyched up and ready. Big smiles on the side of V5. They know they just have to take each game as it comes. And for Suning, they have a job to do. They got to get themselves a W, put them onto 8 wins in the standings, get them closer to that top 6 bye as we jump onto the riff for game 1 of this best of 3. And I'm waiting to see exactly how it all goes together. Unsealed Spellbook for the Twisted Fate, pretty standard. And of course, you do have the Phase Rush for the Ryze.
And Hail of Blades, Tahm Kench. You love to see it. This is true lane domination. Hail of Blades, Tahm Kench. Hail of Blades, Kalista. I mean, just try and step up on this bot lane.
Step up or step out, I think is the term we're looking for here. As we can see now, both teams just spreading out. No level 1 shenanigans, which has now become the unspoken term, I suppose, or the most spoken term, as the fans go a little bit wild. They would love to give, like, we're in Shenzhen, we would love to see V5 give the fans something to cheer about when they have a home arena.
What? I'm really confused.
Go on.
Why does PZX have TP and no smite?
Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god, I didn't even notice that! What happened?
This has to be a mistake, right? I mean, I haven't seen this if this isn't a mistake. I'm assuming this is a mistake. I don't know why you'd ever do this to yourself. Because he's not going to hit level 2 of this blue buff.
You can't hit level. That has to be, and he has to go Doran's Blade. Oh my god, it's 100% a mistake. But as per the rules, ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering, oh, he made a mistake, why aren't they resetting? You, as the player, are in charge of your runes and masteries and your summoner spells. If you don't change it in time, that's on you, son. That is just. Oh, that hurts. That hurts my soul.
Whenever I see something really like, oh wait, seeing SofM maybe looking for something mid.
I should be able to just kind of put down the pressure, but honestly, the SofM is going to have such a great clear time now because he got to use the grub.
Yeah, I don't know. So normally, whenever I see something a bit out of the box, I always try and think, is this something I've missed, right? Could this be some wacky strategy that, you know, people haven't thought of? No. I'm thinking it through. I had a little bit of time. There is no other benefit you can have from this situation. PZX.
No, there it is. He's able to TP back to the Gromp,
oh,
therefore saving time. Therefore,
what a disaster.
Oh no. Okay, we will come back to it. It is what it is. There's nothing else we can really talk about. In the great words of Munchables, it is what it is, and we'll come back into it. But I gotta say though, like you said, the early level 1 from Suning in this bot side is very much in their favor. They aren't pushing it maybe as hard as you would have liked, but still coming out with a slight advantage.
Yeah, you know, I would have hoped to see them zoning them a bit more. Obviously, we do see V5 getting pretty safely that level 2, but again, still expecting that pressure advantage to come in early. And SofM, a lot of efficient clearing 2 camps at once, whereas PZX, wait, he's still level 1?
Oh, he's still level 1, but he actually gets level 2 off of that now. Huanfeng still putting spears in. And,
yeah, you can kind of see the trading power from this bot lane 2v2 of Suning. Just the sustained pressure, and that's the thing. Like, Tahm Kench has quite a bit of sustained damage, quite a lot of sustain. Not just in the Grey Shield, but also if he lands a Q, he gets some health refunded. And Huanfeng just able to do a ton of damage on the back of this Kalista. And now they're setting up for a dive. And why not? No one's gonna be here. PZX
the TP
isn't.
Yeah, he used his TP already, so he can't even join this fight. But with the tongue lash missing, it does mean that they are not able to make anything else go for it. You can even see the minefield being put down there just behind Reheal to make sure there was no last-minute turnarounds. But this isn't too bad for the bot lane of V5. We thought it'd be a lot worse for them. They were able to get back, get a tier onto the Ziggs, and get back into lane. Now PZ. It's gonna be a rough one for PZX, and I think that is how we have to just look at it from now on. They will have full knowledge of where he is at all times, and he will have no pressure.
I know you're like, you know, we should just move on and talk about it, but every time I see him just like level 2, I'm like, oh my.
Well, you know, you got to try something new. I put a spanner in the works. See if you can catch people out off guard. You know, keep it fresh, keep it moving.
This is the training weights, right? This is they've strapped on extra training weights.
The Ninja War was last game. That's not us.
Yeah, I don't think V5 needed any more difficulty in that game, but you know what this is, right? You know what this truly is. You know in solo queue how if you get assigned to jungle, it automatically switches to smite. That's you know you need that on tournament realm as well. You need that
allegedly you need that. Yeah,
he's gonna cheat. You know, he's gonna. Wait, he just cleared Krogs and he's still level 2.
Yeah, the thing is, when you do not have the jungle item, it just mitigates so much of that early XP. It was specifically designed so that junglers weren't just CC bots, and they made it so that they made it so, just in case anyone was unaware, they made it so that you did have things like Diana, Rumble, Hell Morgana for a while coming back into the meta. And this is why we see people saying you kind of have to take it. It's just too powerful.
That was essentially the thing, is what we had is like, if you add more XP to the jungle, then you'd often see non-junglers just take the farm. But this kind of made it so like you can't just, I mean, it was also a thing about when you had those scenarios where you'd what was the term for it, where like you'd have Master Yi and like Taric mid where they'd just take all the farm.
Oh my god, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's on the edge of my mind, the term, the phrase.
I cannot think of the term. I'm sure someone on Twitter or Twitch chat or YouTube will tell us and we'll get an update from it. I know exactly what you're talking about. Xayah was there for a while as a jungler, way back a couple of seasons ago. Yeah, it was exactly as I said. It was just a lot of XP, so they had to find a way of mitigating that.
But still having XP for the junglers. And now SofM, no, sorry, PZX, you don't get that. No. I wonder how SofM feels about this situation. Probably pretty good. Probably pretty good about this one. Not really too much of a contest. This is painful. I don't know. This is painful.
Yeah, funnel strat. Thank you, Hysterics. Funnel strat was the term. That was the term there for.
Or reverse pyramid for anyone else.
Reverse pyramid.
Yeah. So we obviously saw that, and then they made this change so they would still be able to have XP in the jungle, but obviously the laners couldn't steal it and have as much value, which, you know, a lot of junglers liked, because I don't think there's any way you can irritate a jungler more than taking their camps as a laner. So yeah, don't do that in your solo queue games if you want your jungler to like you and gank you.
Yeah, don't do it. You get more XP from the camps as a jungler, so it is always better to give the scuttle if you can to the jungler. Unless it's super late game, then, you know, whatever. But I don't know if we can take this 1v1 right now. PZX gonna struggle big time, but now it's a 2v1. It's a 2v1. He has to back away. He can't take this fight anymore.
Wait, the turret doesn't even hit the
my god. I got a little scared. I won't lie.
Man.
We've got fun. I'm gonna be honest. We have gone completely off topic, off rail, because there's nothing to really talk about. The whole structure of the game is based around certain criterias being met, and when you just completely separate someone from the game and say no, you're not allowed to play, the game's just not the same. So it's hard to break it down.
Yeah.
But I'm going to leave it to you to try it.
I mean, we can obviously see SofM is just taking over the jungle right now. He's able to farm PZX's jungle. He's able to farm his own. He's basically able to do what he wants. And as a result, you know, we haven't really seen too much pressure. I mean, Bin's had priority top lane. Suning's bot lane's had priority. Angel's been doing pretty fine mid lane. It's just kind of rough. Like, nothing's happened, and Suning at 2k gold up. So yeah,
it is going to be a slow death by 1,000 cuts if Suning continue upon this trajectory. They are 20 CS up in the mid lane, 20 or 30 nearly in the jungle, 20 in the mid lane, 20 in the bot lane. Like, it's 20 all around. You know, 2020 was last year, but my god, Suning are just smashing right now. And it is obviously down to the fact that PZX isn't a champion right now. He's going to be very far behind on levels. He's going to be very, very far behind on gold, and that is just how it is right now. We do see a little bit of engagement here, but you do have the Abyssal Dive coming in there, forcing the flash from Reheal. And V5, yes, you can look for that 2v2, but you're a Ziggs with no mana. There's not really a lot you can do about that.
Yeah, Kepler gonna have to reset. They're gonna get some plate damage. Suning getting some plate damage mid. Yeah, it's just PZX trying to be there for Uniboy. Like, hey, I'm helping.
He's not being there for Uniboy. He's literally just going over to the puddle on the ground of XP and going, oh my god, and just sucking up as anything and everything he possibly can.
Yeah,
he's starved.
He's looking for those handouts. He's looking to get anything right now, and obviously lane XP pretty nice for the Viego. At this point, any XP is pretty nice for the Viego. And I mean, I guess at least Viego holds up well in the later stages of the game. Is my... I like to call it a copper lining, right? It's not a silver lining. It's a copper lining.
The iron lining.
Yeah, at least PZX, at least his champion isn't like an early game champion who you need a ton of pressure on. So... You know,
yeah. Still we'll get to the Heartbreaker. Still he'll have an opportunity to do things and be a part of the game, but it is going to be difficult. You haven't got the Rift Herald in the back pocket of Suning as well, so they're going to be able to continue now. It's coming up to a 3,000 gold lead for them, and it's just so hard. You've basically picked, I would argue, 3 losing lanes that you're hoping the jungler can help mitigate, and hopefully the jungler can be there for, but it's just not really something that's just going to happen right now. PZX still about half a level away from level 6, so still waiting for that ultimate to be available
at least
to him.
I think at this point, you know, you're still suffering about XP, but at least you can actually kill the camps, right?
Yeah,
at least he's not losing
with relative ease.
Yeah, he's not losing 1v1s to the Gromp anymore, or 2v1s against the Krogs. He's actually able to clear them, so that's something to be said. It's definitely still not ideal. And obviously SofM, he's picked up the Dragon, he's picked up the Herald. Dragon spawn again in 30 seconds. Kala just going to be chaining those again. He's going to steal away these Raptors. And obviously V5 can't really contest this other than maybe Uniboy trying to steal them.
No, they can't really do much, and they recognize that. And this is, again, just a death by 1,000 cuts. You're going to have the camps constantly stolen away from you. You're going to constantly not have pressure in any of your lanes. You're going to fall further and further behind in the CS. And with On now finally getting up to his Merc Treads, he's very confident to be able to just walk up to this tower. They still have Rift Herald. They're going to drop it, but Aliez is here. And they're going to maybe look for a fight here. All of V5 are roaming in, but do they get the charge off? It is going to end up going because you cannot. It's charging. They put it right in front of it.
It took so long, though. It kind of looked like it ramped up, stopped, ramped up, and then I was like, okay, finally. I was like, is it going to die or even does anything? But yeah, it got it. Unfortunately, because V5 had to bring 5 members mid, they lose a lot of plates in the top lane. You can actually see Huanfeng on the bot side pushing the wave in. SofM's still invading. I think the thing is that you actually don't want to fight in this situation if you're Suning, because that's the way PZX gets a lot of golden experience, is if you botch your fight. If you don't fight and you just stick to farming, then it's like a guaranteed this Viego's going to be useless. So
yep, basically,
that's the play.
This could be this honestly could be a game where 5 kills go the way of Suning and that ends the game. That's how I could see this game going, because V5 know just how far behind they are. They're just going to continuously, you know, concede all of these different objectives, and they're just not going to try and fight at them because they can't. Even going for a dragon fight doesn't make any sense. You don't have a smite. You can't 50-50 it.
Think about Baron later on if it gets that late. It's just like Suning can start it. They have Kalista and smite compared to nothing for V5. This is such a tragedy, honestly. I have no words. It's just gonna be such a painful experience in the long term. Mid tower's now gone down.
But what we can say is that for Suning,
where's your copper lining?
My copper lining. This is great for Suning. This is a you know, you're looking at Suning as a team who are chasing those playoff those playoff placements, those higher moves. And we look at the playoffs itself. I might have to stop myself very shortly, but I don't think they're going to be able to get anything from this. We do see the Heartbreaker immediately used to going back away, but now Uniboy caught between a rock and Aliez in. As he goes in, gets kicked back, gold card down, no flash, nowhere to go. There's the Sonic Wave forcing the flash from PZX, and that is enough to get them the first blood of this game at 14 minutes now for Suning. But as I was saying, we're going to continue the Suning freight train into V5 for the moment, but for Suning, this is great for them, and they are still pushing for playoffs. They are still looking for buys. If you're not exactly sure how the LPL playoffs bracket works, it is a doozy. We get 10 teams coming into this one. I'm going to continue through this because we know exactly what happened, but we get 10 teams coming into the playoffs. We get an entire LCK or LCS or LEC, however you want to put it, and then we go from a single elimination bracket for the first few rounds that then move into a double elimination from the top 4. So where you are at the end of the season is incredibly important for the teams, and it can be the difference between playing 5 best of 5s and 3 best of 5s, which is a lot.
Yeah, and also making it into that top 6, having that safety net is such a massive thing, because just it means if you do end up going against like a strong early opponent, you know, maybe RNG, who obviously aren't that high in the standings compared to how the current power is, you do have that extra opportunity to sort of restabilize, get everything together, and still make a push in playoffs.
Absolutely. And you know what? I want to ask you a question.
Hit me with
this
it.
is going to be, yeah, right? What's your favorite breed of dog?
Breed of dog?
Yeah, do you have one? Or are you a cat man?
I'm more of a cat man myself.
All right, what's your favorite color of cat?
Yeah, I like how this is such a thing. It's like everyone's like, oh yeah, I have all these breeds of dogs that I like, and they're like, what sort of cat do you have? And it's like, orange.
Orange.
Cat owners just don't care, you know. There's occasional few who care about the breeds, for the most part.
Yeah, it's like the only breed I know is like Siamese, and that's it. Like that's the only breed of cat that I know of.
Yeah, I'm aware there are different breeds. I just don't know them, right?
Yeah, go on. What's your favorite color of cat?
Black and white. You know, I've had a few black and white cats.
Yeah. What were their names?
Socks, because you had like little
little
white
booties.
Socks.
Oh, so cute.
Jess, because she looked like Jess from Postman Pat.
Oh, nice.
And then this is a real zinger. Fluffy, because he was fluffy.
Well, speaking of fluff, we're going to finish with the fluff right now and go straight into this team fight that has just sparked up. They are done with hearing about cats and V5. Oh, they'll get themselves back over with the realm up, but only to see certain death for Reheal. We can see Bin, not even mega right now, using the mini Gnar to his absolute fullest advantage. They flash forward, gold card, Angel picks himself up one more, and this game is now a 10,000 gold lead at 17 minutes. Anyway, back to cats.
Well,
have you seen the movie?
No, fortunately. Although honestly, probably would have been easier to watch than this right now. This is kind of just a little bit painful for V5. Yeah. So obviously, I'm guessing you're more of a dog person. What's your favorite breed of dog?
So I have a favorite breed. We'll actually have a quick look at this one, because this actually was a good setup from Suning, as they just said, right, we know we're stronger than you, and we can just take this full fight.
Yeah, it was actually a nifty realm warp to relocate, but then it kind of relocated into the Everfrost from Angel, and it's just like, they know they win, they know they're super far ahead. Even before this fight, there was a 7k gold lead, so it's kind of just like, let's just kill everyone. And V5 are like, stop, please. But Suning aren't slowing down.
Yeah, my favorite breed, if I was to pick one, is corgis. I absolutely adore them, but
that's fair.
I am very much an advocate for adoption, not buy. So I know I'm going to end up with like 100 greyhounds, because greyhound racing is really big in Ireland, and I know that I'm going to have to adopt all of them because they're just really sad long boys.
Yeah, a lot of walking, because.
Oh yeah, they're quite, but they're incredibly friendly dog as well. Funny enough, they're very good for family pets. They're very docile, which is
nice.
Yeah, it's very nice to see. They can be very they don't bark that much. They just kind of sit there being long boys, you know, being slightly sad looking, and you just kind of give them treats. I don't know. I love them because they look so sad, which is a weird thing to love in a dog.
It makes you. I guess you have empathy, or whatever, sympathy.
Yes, empathy. I think also empathy is the one where I can feel it. Sympathy is where I can understand it, I believe.
Okay, probably sympathy then, I guess.
Yeah, probably sympathy.
I have sympathy for V5, is what I'll say.
Yeah. Well, they're surviving this engage. They were not able to get Bin to get any kind of purchase on his Mega Gnar, so really nicely done there. But it is, again, like I said, a slow but sure. It's like watching the ceiling collapse down on top of you, but it's going at like an inch a minute, so you're kind of like just waiting for it to slowly keep pushing down, and there's no escape, there's no rooms, there's no doors out of it. You're just accepting that it's dead.
It's raining, there's a severe leak in the roof. you're not in a position to repair it. It's just like, okay, I guess this is happening.
Yeah, it is what it is. So now we're looking at a sole point for Suning. They've got themselves a 12,000 gold lead. We're not even at 20 minutes. Funny enough, actually, and this is the weird thing. This isn't even our fastest game of the split. This isn't even going to be close to our fastest game of the split. Fastest game of the split was FPX versus Rogue Warriors, which was done, dusted, finito in 17 minutes and 7 seconds. This is, you know what? If anything, I'm disappointed. You know?
I think, you know who I blame for this? I blame SofM. He saw an opportunity to farm every camp in the game for the entire... He's like, this is full PvE for me. I can just farm PZX's jungle. I can farm my own jungle. I can farm everything. And so he's just kind of enjoyed that. Angel running with the Ghost Cleanse special thanks to Spellbook. Oh, they found SofM. They got a kill.
That's it. They did it, ladies and gentlemen. They've gotten a kill down, and that's SofM away. Don't call it a comeback, as V5 picked themselves up their first kill of the game. It shall not be a perfect game today, Suning. Suning, you had one job. Come on,
it's a win, right? This is a win for V5. They're back on the board. You know, sure, they are still 11,000 gold down.
The longer this game goes on, the less gold means anything, the less experience there's a world, and not many, but there are universes where this game does go to 50 minutes and we do end up having it. But I'm gonna stop myself right there, as we do see the Destiny Gate had to be used here, as Aliez just tanking up all of this right in front. Huanfeng untouched and just pumping down the spears. The Realm Warp, though, just about gets Corporate Mundo out of the base, or out of the way into his base. And now Suning, yes, they're still very, very far ahead, but they're not as accelerated as I anticipated, given how the standings are.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, V5 doing a pretty good job of not dying so far this game. Fortunately, in League of Legends, getting gold is also pretty important. They are TPing in, though. They want to contest this. Baron start. Remember, they can't smite steal this.
They are looking for the fight. They are looking for the fight. They know there's a debuff with the Baron buff as well, so you have to use a smite. SofM had to use his smite. He gets knocked up. The 6th man of the Baron trying to help out V5 and the Faithful. As we can see, Reheal forced to flash over the wall. Bin about to go mega, looking for an opportunity. It's 2v2, though, as Huanfeng and SofM go up against Aliez and Uniboy. But here comes On. This is a very, very scrappy fight, as V5 are holding on, trying their very, very best. And now Reheal will go down, but he will soak up so much time and resources. But a double kill for Bin means that V5 have no way of contesting this, and now they're a little bit pinched. 3v5. They're trying to see if they can catch out Bin as he makes his retreat. But V5 did their job. They stopped the Baron.
Yeah, they stopped the Baron. It felt very messy from Suning there, a little bit disjointed, and then Bin was kind of just like, look, guys, I'm going to kill the bot lane. I'm tired of this mess going on. But yeah, I mean, it's so important that V5 look to counter Barons early, because actually Angel had smite as well there from Spellbooks. They had 2 smites in a Kalista end. It's more than impossible to ever steal this. They had to contest early. They go in, and we see Bin kind of just do everything in this fight. Chases down the bot lane, ends up killing Reheal with the ultimate, and then after that able to take down Kepler as well. It does have the flash available, but I think he just runs him down with the flash. So honestly, all things considered, the fact that Suning has a 12,500 gold lead and V5 are still not just like rolling over, I gotta give them credit there. You know, V5 are playing League of Legends on hard mode, and they're still in. They're still in the game. They haven't died yet.
I mean, I know this is a very, very far away place to talk about, but like, it becomes very difficult for Suning to actually take turrets later on this game. They have got the rapid fire cannon now for Angel, but he is full stun bot mode. He is not going to be pumping out damage. The Kalista very, very short range as well, and it becomes very difficult to actually kill off this Mundo, who has got a massive amount of HP and armor. And now, with Suning separated, they're looking to try and find people out. They're going to use the Destiny as On gets the Fate's Call out of the flashing Huanfeng, and that's going to be Angel finding a kill maybe on the backside of this, but he's not able to take down Kepler. Kepler trying to see if he can keep running away, throwing out this DPS as much as he possibly can. V5, they're almost getting pinched down. The kick is great from SofM. Gets himself right on top and picks up the first kill of this fight. Now they can turn on to Aliez. But speaking of turning on, Bin jumps in, picks up one more, and finally Suning find the trigger on the smoking gun and fire it. They will take the clean 8, and they could look to break open the base.
What was that kick from SofM? He was playing snooker there. He just lines up the shot and takes it out. That was so good, honestly. Highlight of this game for me. That was beautiful. V5, I actually really like their attempt to try and force the bot lane of Suning and like just run at them when they had a numbers advantage. I actually think it's 100% the right call.
Yep.
The problem is, it's a Kalista and a Tahm Kench. It's actually a very hard bot lane to get on top of. You saw the dive coming in from the Tahm Kench to get space, but I just want to see this again from SofM. Literally playing snooker, kicking PZX into Kepler. Look at this shot.
Oh,
that was
so nice.
That was so good. Like just the fact there's so many people and he just only hits the Ziggs there to kill him. But yeah, I think V5 had the right idea, but you're so far behind in gold, and obviously Huanfeng and On have so many tools to get themselves safety. It's kind of like that leapfrogging. Like you have the Tahm Kench can sort of tunnel under and take the Kalista with him. The Kalista can obviously fate call the Tahm Kench out. So very hard for that play to work, but it still felt like that was the opportunity. It's just when you're this far behind in gold, you know, 15,000 in favor of Suning, Mountain Soul in favor of Suning, it's very hard to make anything work realistically.
Yeah, and with Ziggs in the base, there's going to be no Mega Inferno Bomb to try and even attempt to steal this one there. You could maybe look towards that, but not going to happen. Still perfect scores across the board for Suning, apart from SofM, who did give up that one kill to stop the perfect game. And now V5, they've got a Baron buff, they've got 15,000 gold, they've got everything to look forward to as Suning now put that full power right at their front door. And all right, actually, they get a tower on bot side. So again, positives, moments of positivity here for V5. But Suning should be able to just pretty much walk this one in and get themselves everything and anything.
Yeah, I think maybe, you know, V5 do have 4 teleports. Maybe they go for the heavy TV flank. But realistically, I think maybe engaging onto one of the side laners is a decent option. But yeah, it's just... The thing is, this 1-3-1 is very difficult to deal with. Suning super far ahead, and they're just able to push the Baron minions in. And V5, they want to be grouped to try and find a 5v5. But, you know, if they don't kill someone from Suning very quickly, which is very hard when you have, like, the Tahm Kench there and available.
Here we go.
That realm will pin.
Oh, nicely done. Flashing forward, stopping the Destiny Gate, but the TP's going to be committed. You can see Angel flashing in towards the base. Now Bin is here. Doesn't have his Mega just yet, but they're just too far ahead. They're smashing them with their wallets and their smites right now as SofM goes deep, trying to see if he can catch out Kepler, and Reheal will be able to help his team pick up some more kills. And in a much longer than anticipated game, you can see Huanfeng, he wants it. He knows he can go for it. He's just trying to kite around on the bottom side. Has so much attack speed right now with the Hail of Blades, and they're going to be able to take the Nexus turrets. The Nexus falls, and that was a game of League of Legends Orcs.
Yeah, it was. I'm not going to try and dive too deep into analysis. Copper lining. This is rock bottom for V5. It can't possibly be worse than this. So only uphill from this point. And I have a very simple fix, a very simple adaptation going into that game too. That should honestly make things a lot better, because often you come out of a game and you're like, that went wrong, but you try and look at how, why, what can we do? And sometimes it's difficult. This is so easy for V5. Take smite in the jungle. There you go.
I don't know, man. That seems some like proper high level challenger tier stuff right now, and I just don't know. It's mind blowing. We'll see. We'll see.
His damage, by the way.
Look, it is, as in the immortal words of Munchables, it is what it is, and Suning try to take full advantage of it. I'm still mad that we didn't get a perfect game. I feel like we should have. I feel like losing the tower and that kill were avoidable assets to give over to the side of V5.
It was a 21k gold lead by the end of that game.
Oh my god, it's just
You know what?
Yeah.
We forget this game ever happened. I know V5 won too. You know, just
wipe it clean
wipe
of the
it clean
slate.
for the memory. I certainly will be, because I don't want to think about this game ever again.
We will move
on.
swiftly on. And we have discovered that Lyric, if you don't know, his favorite type of orange cat is Persian, and they are little dumpy little men, and I'm sure he'll tweet a photo of it, as they're very, very, very cute. And I don't know, I also like what are they called? The cats with really short legs. What are they called? What are the really short leg cats called?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about? You know, I don't know.
I know
They're
sausage
really
dogs,
dumpy.
but I don't know.
Yeah, but
cats.
it's the one from the original meme of "Oh Lord, he coming." You know that one? You never
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called.
The only ones I really know is I know Siamese, I know Persian, I know Maine Coon, like the massive big fluffers.
Oh yeah.
I don't know that many cat breeds, honestly. Isn't there like the short hairs, the ones that have like the cute little faces and the little ears? I don't know. Cats are cute to me. That's
it.
I look at a cat, I'm like, that's a cute cat, but I say that to every cat, so it's kind of like, you know,
that's okay, Ox. That's what we have learned from this game. We're gonna throw it to a quick break.